It's NBA trade season, and the biggest story right now is the possibility of James Harden heading to Brooklyn to join Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. But does that move actually make sense for the Nets? I'm here now with the fantasy exec, Corey Parson, and our Ben Pickman. And guys, the way I look at it is there are rightful concerns about fit, but if you have a chance to add James Harden, you have to do it. Corey, what do you think?
Yeah, when you look at this, I think it's a yes and no situation. Let's start with the positives. Obviously, James Harden, one of the top players in the league. So now you put him, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving together. You got two MVP caliber players, and you got a guy in Kawhi and Kyrie Irving who's just been excellent throughout the course of his career when he's healthy. So you have a big market. You got these superstar players, even though they'll be the most hated team in said big market. Listen, it makes sense on paper, but basketball games are not won on paper. Championships are not won on paper. Now you take this factor into consideration of you have a first year head coach and you have two of the more interesting personalities in the NBA with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Not to mention the fact we've already seen two lead guards, Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook, more or less say they want to get away from James Harden. We know how dominant he is of the basketball, so I think it can go either way. I think it's a good move, but I would not be surprised if this perceived super team does not do so well in their first year if they're put together.
Well, Ben, the one pushback, the biggest pushback has been that there's only one basketball to go around.
Right, and I'm not really concerned. I mean, I think the concern is obviously, right, one basketball, but you have three stars who have shown the ability to be unselfish, right? Think about James Harden in 2016-17. He actually led the NBA in assists that year with 11.2. The following season, he averaged nearly 9 assists per game, right? Harden is a capable passer, and you have to believe that if you put him alongside Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, that he's a little bit more willing to not just ball stop and dribble 40 feet from the hoop, but instead to really orchestrate the offense. You know, he might actually be the best passer on that team if you put them all together, and especially if you're Brooklyn, considering what you might have to give up to get a James Harden, right? If it's Karis LeVert and Jared Allen and picks, right? Spencer Dinwiddie maybe. If that is all you're giving up to get James Harden, especially with Steve Nash, who you have to trust can figure this out as well, I make that deal if I'm the Brooklyn Nets.
Franchises spend years and years and years tanking to get a player like James Harden, right? If you have the ability to bring him in and he's under contract, I think you have to do it. He's insurance in case of injury for the other two guys. If things don't go right with Kyrie for whatever reason, bottom line is you have to trust the talent of those big three to make it work. And I just don't think you can say no to adding James Harden to your roster.